Alright everyone, Beijingbiden's such a fucking fuck-up that we have a twofer today. Both of the main videos are both about how Joe Biden fucking sucks and different shit that he's doing wrong. So he starts off his day, first he starts off with his bran muffin and his pudding that his wife has to feed to him. She has to get him cleaned up, bathe him, wipe his ass because he probably shits himself every night. Maybe he has a colostomy bag hidden in his pants leg by now. He is almost 80 years old. I hate to say it, but if you're his age and you're still sort of with it and getting around, good for you. That's wonderful. Unfortunately, that's not particularly common. So after he has his bran muffin and his daily bowel movement, well, twice daily, I'm sure, especially when he's on a diplomatic trip to Mexico. No offense. Then he starts looking for ways to fuck up. He started off the other day by saying that he's going to vaccinate the Gitmo detainees who are all marked for death if they get convicted anyway, because you got to keep them alive long enough to convict them so you can kill them. You don't want the disease doing it for you. He would be personally aggrieved if he weren't being able to be there to watch them die. Because he wouldn't want to go there and maybe get the coof, because again, he's elderly and that would be a big problem. But then he decided to warmonger after Iran, so link in the description, archived of course. Disclosed TV disclosing this. Apparently Biden's administration is warning, oh my god, Iran might be only weeks away from having a nuclear weapon. Now, dude, motherfucker, they've been weeks away from having a nuclear weapon since 1994. That was the first time that the Israeli government said, hey, they're trying to build the bomb. That was 1994. We have heard from every successive administration, both there and in the United States, from Europe and others, Iran wants the bomb. Iran's going to get the bomb. Quick, we got to pass a nuclear deal that does absolutely goddamn nothing but suggest to them to allow inspectors in to try to keep them from getting the bomb. Dude, everything non-done, short of giving them the goddamn nuclear material, has already been on the table. The only bigger way that you could fuck up the situation is if, like, Obama had done something like what Clinton did, actually, with North Korea. Oh, well, if you promise not to build any nukes, I'm going to build you a nuclear power plant, give you all the enriched material you need. And he gives it to them, builds the plant, and then they immediately kick out U.S. inspectors and say, oh, well, thanks for the nuclear material. We're totally not going to turn this into an atom bomb. Now, North Korea arguably has boosted weapons that are half an order of magnitude more powerful than what they were first working with. So, wonderful. So the United States practically sponsored the DPRK's nuclear program. With Iran, it's a little bit different. It's like every year or two, there's saber rattling. And it's on both sides, by the way. Just so that we're aware, I'm certainly not applauding the autocratic regime in Iran. Although I think that there's going to come a time, at the rate we're going, that Iran will probably have more free speech rights than people in the United States. Tragic irony. It's an autocratic regime. It has a deeply hyper-religious aspect to it, a zealot community that can be butcherous, and does warmonger, by the way, after some other countries. And they'd saber rattle too, like they'll run through the streets chanting death to America, and then Americans respond by saying, oh, they're going to get the bomb, we need more sanctions. And it's just a little bit of a tit for tat. It's like, I'm going to get into a time machine, go back to the 70s, it'd be the same fucking shit. Our Middle East and South Asian policies are basically nonsense anyway. And Iran is a Russian proxy, just so that we're all aware. So, as an American, I don't consider that to be necessarily anything other than hostile towards my interests, because I want to see the Western world succeed, generally speaking. But why would I want to warmonger after the Iranians and fucking... Isn't this a telling thing? That there were people on the left who correctly, I think, speculated, well, Biden is a milquetoast moderate, he's a right-winger, some of them say, because they're so far out to left field, they're out to lunch, and now they're partying with Karl Marx. But they were right in one thing, which is that Biden, if he gets in there, will presumably warmonger. Do I think he'll attack Iran? Probably not. This is probably saber-rattling. When you want to get the American people to allow you to send troops into Syria or back into Iraq or something like that, or do a surge in Afghanistan, all you have to do is justify it by saying the Iranians are involved in the region. Well, we can attack Iran and start World War III, or you can let me send a couple thousand dudes over into some mountains over in South Asia. And the American people will be duped just like they have been before. It's a terrible idea during a recession and a pandemic to be fucking around anywhere in the world, but DC has never really made that much sense. The last time that there was kind of sane government there was a long, long time ago. We had semi-sane government once FDR finally croaked his miserable, crippled ass, and his socialism got washed away because people realized it didn't work. And for a few decades, we had good government. Up through Ronald Reagan, basically, they were at least trying for the most part. Since then, we really haven't, other than a very brief moment in time with Trump. Trump, of course, getting us out of these theaters. Beijingbiden already planning probably to go back into Syria and Iraq and fuck around some more, making more terrorists because Uncle Sam wants terrorists to attack us. You see, when terrorists attack the U.S., it gives them the ability to justify invasions and invasions of your privacy domestically as well as foreign invasions, to, go and attack people and take over opium fields and oil fields. To suppress countries that might develop a sovereign currency system or something. That's basically what it's about. It's about the aircraft carrier dollar attempting to perpetuate itself. Of course, we don't need oil for ourselves anymore. Well, Beijingbiden's trying to change that as well because he's trying to throttle all U.S. production to make us all into a bunch of serfs that have to import it from the Middle East. And so we're not allowed to get it from Canada, an allied country. We're not allowed to get it on our own land. So I guess Beijingbiden has decided that all of the Beijing-backed cronyists over there with OPEC, we should be sucking their cock some more. That's basically what Biden wants us to do. That's about all. Peace out.